We have issues with behavior on the internet and on social media specifically. Some people just don't think before posting, or maybe they just don't care and they go for it, not thinking about the ramifications. Let's discuss. Well, welcome to Legal Marketing Minutes, where I share short bursts of current marketing news and advice. I'm your host, Nancy Myrland. If we haven't met, I'm a marketing, business development, content, social, and digital media speaker, trainer, and advisor for lawyers and legal marketers in mid to large-size law firms. Your time is valuable, so let's get started, okay? Well, two instances brought this to mind for me this week, as well as a situation that happened a couple months ago. And the first was in a group on Facebook, and it doesn't matter which one, it doesn't matter who the people are. It's not good form to actually share what's talked about inside of groups, outside of groups. So I'm not going to do that. But the bottom line is that this person was really concerned because he teaches a certain discipline and has courses in it, and was concerned because there's another teacher on the internet that is teaching the same subject matter, but was what he described, and I'm paraphrasing, pretty faulty instruction to his viewers, and that really bothered him. And he was curious about the best way to react. Well, there were lots of comments in the thread about how to make a statement, including commenting on his material, if there's an instruction on YouTube, making a comment there about it, maybe creating his own content that really calls out faulty practices being displayed, etc. The comments were all across the board. And my suggestion to him was simple, just keep creating good videos and don't worry about his. And I told him that I see weak marketing and social media advice regularly, but that tells me that I have an opportunity to publish content that is even better, and it will get noticed. And then I covered the one that I mentioned that happened a couple months ago. I covered this a while ago on my blog, which is the Myrland Marketing Minute, and it's at myrlandmarketing.com. Again, that's MYRLANDmarketing.com. And it's easy to find. It's dated October 4th, and it's titled, "You Damage More Than Your Own Personal Brand with Online Bad Behavior." And that blog post was about Sullivan and Cromwell's, what they termed as a high-profile partner, Frank Aquila, and he chose to lash out publicly on Twitter at White House Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders. I don't know if you remember this. Let me know if you remember this story. If you happen to read my blog post, you will. But long story short, on Twitter, Mr. Aquila told Ms. Sanders to rot in somewhere very hot and called her a bitch. Nice, huh? That's really classy. And the other was specific and happened this week. The other was specific to the legal profession and involves lawyers acting out, again, on Twitter. And on February 4th, again, very recently, actually, it was written about this week, but it happened on February 4th. New York attorney Diego Aranda, and I know I'm going to mispronounce names, and I apologize to who's the names that I'm mispronouncing, but attorney Diego Aranda Texera, I believe it is, aired his grievances against a California attorney, Michael Avenatti, again, probably mispronounced, tweeting, "OMG, Michael Avenatti called me and he's crazy." And "called me and he's crazy" and "OMG" were all in caps. So he was passionate. And the post, as you can guess from what the whole reason for this recording is that Avenatti then replied to him and labeled Texera as, quote, "a terrible lawyer." Did this on Twitter. And he on Twitter is Diego AT Law. And Michael Avenatti is just how it sounds. That's his Twitter name if you want to find him there. Avenatti, Avenatti. Again, I might be mispronouncing. Michael Avenatti went on to say, "No, I called you a terrible lawyer who thinks Twitter is a forum to attack." This is so rich, isn't it? Listen to this. He said, "I called you a terrible lawyer who thinks Twitter is a forum to attack other lawyers when you don't know what the hell you are talking about. How long have you been practicing? Because from what I can tell, it's about 2 minutes. You need to learn the law before you pop off." Again, so rich. And the author of this article that was brought to my attention, it was on the Delaware Law Weekly, and then I've seen it published everywhere since. Rachel Lean said, with the era of, as she called them, chatty lawyers in full swing, tweeters and non-tweeters render their verdict on whether the platform helps or hinders the legal realm. Well, I don't care for the term chatty, as I think it's misguided. I mean, it's not being chatty that gets people in trouble. It's not using enough common sense to understand how to act in public, don't you think? I mean, the article mentions my social media friend Brian Cuban, Texas lawyer, author, speaker, and activist, who said, and he called it legal Twitter, is a powerful factor and it comes with many positives. And he's right. He has used the platform to call attention to some very, very important topics and knows how to use it. My reaction to that situation is that it is amazing to me that common sense flies out the door in some of these situations. I mean, even titling the post chatty, is misidentifying the real issue. As I mentioned, it's really about lawyers or anyone using the platform in what I think are inappropriate, disrespectful, inflammatory ways. And at the end of the article, Michigan Judge Kiana Lillard, again, sorry if I mispronounce, who is known to tweet regularly, was quoted at the end of the article saying, "Lawyers should know that we can disagree respectfully. That's the beauty of the legal profession." She went on to say, people on opposite sides of an issue using the same law and facts to argue their respective position. It's important in all arenas, especially social media, that this be done with decency and professional decorum. I have to ask everybody, please stop making my job so easy by providing yet more examples to add to my presentations about ethics and or how best to use or not use social media and personal branding in the age of digital media. Seriously, I have 2 more examples from just this week. And I have 3 suggestions for you. Number 1, I want you to think twice before firing off comments, tweets, or replies that reflect how you feel, but that don't serve any useful purpose and might actually serve to cause ill will or damage to your brand, your practice, or your firm. 2, I want you to use common sense. If you're lacking in that, please let me know, because I'd be happy to coach you on what is and isn't common sense. And number 3, don't always have to have the final word. I mean, at some point, decide that it serves absolutely no purpose to get into fights publicly, and it serves no purpose to one-up the other person by having that final word. I mean, sometimes radio silence when someone else is trying to get under your skin is the best choice, or even something unexpected, like, "So nice to hear from you, have a nice day." Observers will probably respect you a lot more than if you had engaged in a public fight. And yes, I know, of course, there are exceptions, and we can discuss those if you want. Well, that's it for today's Legal Marketing Minutes. Do me a favor and let me know your thoughts about this topic, about online behavior and what you think of it. If you're listening on a platform where you can leave a comment, please do so, as I'd love to hear from you. If not, you can always find me on my blog at Myrland Marketing, which is MYRLAND marketing.com. If you have a moment, I'd also appreciate a rating on either Amazon. When you search for Legal Marketing Minutes, it should come up. And you can leave a rating right under there, or on iTunes, as that encourages those platforms to show this to others when they search for legal marketing. Also, if you're connected to the legal profession, I have an invitation for you to join my Facebook group where we discuss marketing, business development, content, social, and digital media. And you can find that by searching Facebook for the words Social Media for Lawyers and Legal Marketers with Nancy Myrland. When you do, let me know this is how you found out about the group. That's always good to know. Well, thank you so much for spending a few legal marketing minutes with me. I know your time is valuable and I don't take that lightly. So I appreciate you spending a few of them right here. Until next time, I'm Nancy Myrland. Take care.